Welcome, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Today, I am coming in with a slightly different live stream. I am coming in with a new title. If you saw my thumbnail, it's actually going to be tweaked a little bit. And instead of it being called the Live Streaming Video Lab, it's going to be the Live Video Lab. Moving forward. I just decided to make that little tweak today. But what I'm going to do, if any of you were following me last year, you know that like November, like October-ish through November, I was featuring different video creation tools and just coming in and sort of demoing and testing them. And I kind of wanted to continue that. If you were on the last 2 weeks ago, to my last live stream, you would know that I'm doing bi-weekly live streams instead of weekly live streams and moving forward for 2025. And so in each of these live streams moving forward, I want to spotlight different content creation tools that we can use and that I enjoy using or that I'm experimenting with. I'm going to come in and share with you either the tool in its totality or a feature within the tool, especially if it's a tool that has a lot of really cool features within them. So the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to create a use case scenario or scenarios and show you how you can use this particular tool. And then you guys can ask questions. We can do some follow-up sessions if there are more things that you want to learn about this particular tool. And worst case scenario, it is a tool that you already know about but didn't know that there was this really new cool feature. Or the best case scenario is that it's a tool that you've never used before, didn't really know much about, and you've now been introduced to it. So I'm gonna share my screen so that we can get started. And if you have any questions, feel free to post any and all questions in the comments. I will try to open up as many windows as I can right now. I know that within StreamYard, I can get YouTube, and I'm hopeful that I can get LinkedIn and Facebook too if you're on those platforms. So the platform that we're going to talk about today is 11 Labs. 11 Labs has been around for a while. For those of you who are not familiar with 11 Labs, as you can see from the display of their website, they create or allow you to create realistic voice generation using AI. And when you scroll down, you can see some of the things that they'll do, which is you can turn your text into speech. So if you have a script, if you have a blog post, if you have a social media post, whatever text you have, you can upload to the platform and you can turn that into an audio file. If for whatever reason you want to use it to tell a story, to introduce a podcast, it could be the intro to your podcast, or if you want to create some sort of a video voiceover, you can certainly do that using 11 Labs. Their voice changer capability is it allows you to generate different samples from text that you have uploaded to the platform. The dubbing feature comes in handy. Let's say, for example, I have a YouTube channel, and let's say that a lot of my audience I've determined is in a language that I don't speak. It's not my natural language to speak. I can upload my video onto 11 Labs and have it dubbed into that other language. It could be Spanish, it could be French, it could be whatever that other language is. So that is a good feature to be able to use. The other cool feature that it does is text to sound effects. So I've known a lot of people who are doing videos and they want to use different sound effects. They don't necessarily want to, or they can't find it on, say, for example, a tool like Canva, or even if you have Storyblocks or platforms like that, you can actually come in and try and customize your own sound effects by just typing in the text, and it will then give you a number of variations of that. And then last is voice cloning. And I know that that's an area that a lot of people are like, "Oh, I don't know about that," where they're not sure if they want to clone their voice, but that is another capability that you can use 11 Labs for. I've chosen to do that. So what I'm going to do next is actually go into 11 Labs so that we can look at a project or try to do a use case scenario of a project so that you can see ways that you can use it. I'm not necessarily, let me put this caveat out. I'm not necessarily a huge fan of having, I shouldn't say I'm not a huge fan. I love using video and content creation tools, full stop. I love them even more if they're AI based, and pretty much 99.9999% of them today in 2025 are going to be AI based. Ideally, when I come in and I share tools with you, I like the tools to be multifaceted in the sense that they can be used for multiple types of projects. And within a lot of these tools, there are multiple projects that you can use or instances that you can use them. But then there are some, like 11 Labs is specific to voice. So it's not like you can edit a video in this or do anything like that. So I do want to just state that I am sharing this because this is a fabulous tool. I think it's really cool and interesting. And I just want to show you what the capabilities of this tool are, just in the event that you might need them. So the use case scenario that I'm going to talk about today is if you need to create any sort of an audio file that you want to offer as a freebie or as a resource to your audience. So the thought that came up into my mind is if someone has a book or an ebook, or if they have written text, maybe it's multiple pages long, and they normally will give that resource out as a PDF, but they also want to be able to offer it as an audio file. This is a tool that can certainly help you with that. So one of the first things that you want to do is when you come in, this is your dashboard, and you want to go to voices just so that you can see all of the different voices that they have available in their library. And then also if you need to create a new voice. Now, before I get into that, let me go through the pricing really quickly so that you can understand what they have to offer. So you can use 11 Labs for free. It's very limited in total number of credits that you're getting, and this is a credit-based platform. So every time you do something, it eats away, or maybe not eats away, but it takes away from the credits that you have, but it tells you exactly what you're going to be able to get for the free version. Definitely testing this out using the free version is a must. The next level up is their starter, which comes in at $5 a month. More credits, gives you a little bit more robust content that you can create. And then the next one up, which is what I'm currently on, is the creator plan. And right now they have 50% off the first month. So instead of paying $22 for the month, you're only paying $11. It gives you the most amount of credits. And what the key thing is in here is that it gives you ability to create a professional voice cloning of your own voice. This is for people that are interested in doing that and you're okay with that. So now let's go on to here. So if you want to create a new voice and you want that voice to be a clone of yours, you would come here to add a new voice, and you can create voices in a number of different ways. You can do a voice by simply putting in a text prompt and explaining what type of voice it is that you want, and you can create a synthetic voice that way. The other way, which this is available on the starter plan, is that you can create an instant voice clone where it will only take a few minutes of your audio and it will clone your voice. It's not going to be as pristine and as perfect as you're sounding, but it's going to be a close facsimile, if you will, to your voice. The third version, which I've already used, that's why it's kind of grayed out because I've already used mine, is the professional voice clone. This allows you to upload content that features your voice. So it could be a webinar, it could be a live stream, it could be a recorded video, it could be any number of things. And it will take that content and create a digital replica of your voice that sounds much clearer and better and more like you than the instant voice clone. That's if that is what you choose to do. You do not have to clone your voice. I chose to clone mine. Here is my professional one, and then here's my instant voice. And I'll play both so that you can hopefully, oh, I don't think you're going to be able to hear it. Let me, bear with me a second because I want you to be able to hear my voice. Okay. And bear with me, bear with me, bear with me. All right. Okay. So I'm going to play my instant clone voice so that you can hear it. And then I'm going to play my professional one.
A straight line is not the shortest distance between 2 points.
The Lord only praises the person who multiplies what has been given to him. So hopefully you were able to discern the difference between my instant voice and my professional voice. My professional voice sounds more like the way I'm speaking now versus the instant voice. But that was a choice that I made. You don't have to do that. They do have a laundry list of additional voices that you just need to click and play just so that you can hear it. It does give you some idea whether it sounds more newsy or whether it's more for a narration versus somebody that has character in their voice. Maybe it's more for acting and things of that nature. So just so that you know what it is that you want to, the voice that you want to use, you should go through the voices, particularly if you want to create your own voice. Now, for the use case scenario, as you can see, there are a number of things that you can do. I'm not going to go through all of those today. We're only going to focus on audiobook. And so for creating an audiobook, assuming you have something, whether it's, like I said, it could be a series of blog posts. Maybe you did a 5-part blog post series that you want to now compile into a succinct piece of content that you can give and have an option of having a PDF as well as being able to give them the audio version of that. You most certainly can do that. And so you just need to upload the content. So you would need to do it as an EPUB file, a PDF, a text, an HTML, or a doc. So you would upload that content, and then next you would select the voice that you would want to have convey that message. This is where, for me, if I was doing an ebook of my book or audiobook of my ebook, I would want to use my own voice. So you can either use your professional voice or you can use your instant voice. Model refers to the quality of the end result that you're going to be getting. So the higher the quality, the more credits. Remember, I told you that this is a credit-based subscription platform. So the more credits it's going to eat up. If you're just testing and you're not really sure which one you want to do, then you want to choose one of the lower versions. So right now I have it set here, which is 50% cheaper, but I could have it all the way down here if I wanted, just so that I could get something done. But typically, if I know I'm confident, I'm going to go with the high quality. And then the other preset that you need to select, actually, you only need to select this if you have the Pro plan, is the output quality. So for standard, it's going to be MP3. And as it says here, our standard quality option produces speech akin to what's offered as our speech synthesis on our speech synthesis page, suitable for most use cases. But you can see there's 3 additional ones: high, ultra, and ultra lossless. And these are great if you actually are doing a bona fide audiobook. So for you authors that are out there that want to use your own voice, but you don't want to sit down and narrate it for the entirety of however long your book is, you can use 11 Labs, but you would need to have the pro version, and you would need to be able to select one of these so that it is the most pristine version of your voice that's being used. So once you've done that, you can then select create. Now, before I do that, I do want to bring your attention to this auto assign voices. That's in alpha. And for those of you who don't know, alpha is the precursor to beta. It means that it is the very first public version that they're allowing people to test. It is not ready to go into the final phases yet. So it's not in beta, it's in alpha. So that means that there are a lot of things that need to get tweaked about it. But let's say, for example, your audiobook is 2 voices. It's a narrator and it's the character of whoever it is. For whatever reason, there's 2 voices. Then you can have this 11 Labs auto detect the number of voices that need to be used for the project. So you can just turn that on and it will assign voices in the back end. Now, whatever I'm doing, whether it needs to have that or not, you have that ability to upload it and then to create it. Now, what I'm going to show you is a couple of projects that I've already done. So for this one, this I actually created as in the alpha, using the alpha feature where it has multiple voices. And you can tell that it has multiple voices because every time I click, first of all, you can see from the lines over here that each of these are going to have a different audio. So if that's what I wanted to do, I can certainly use that. And all you would need to do is play. Oh, I think let me.
Dive. You know, today we're diving into a world just brimming with ingenuity, the world of Black inventors.
It's a fascinating area. Oh, it is often overlooked in mainstream history. We use their inventions every day, yet many people have no idea who created them or the obstacles these brilliant minds had to overcome.
Well, we've got a treasure trove of information here.
Okay, so I just wanted to share that with you just so that you could see how it works if you're using 2 voices. But I'll also show you if you're just using 1 voice. And you do have the ability to come in and change the voice from whoever it is that you're using. You can then go into the library and you could change the voice to another voice. So that's why it's really important for you to pick out the voices, like to listen to them and see which ones it is that you want to use, because this system right now, again, it's an alpha. It will just automatically assign it for you. And if you then want to go back in, you can just easily find that person. If you know the name, you can just then type it in here, as opposed to scrolling and playing and scrolling and playing or testing to see who it is. But I did this as an aside because I wanted to see what it would look like if I had more than 1 voice. But let me showcase one where I'm using 1 voice. And this 1 voice is my voice. So in this instance, this is text that I uploaded to 11 Labs, and then I had it create the voiceover for me. So let me unmute so that you can hear it again. And let's
Imagine a world where trains never stopped, factories hummed endlessly, and industry never slept.
Now, bear in mind, this voice is my instant voice. So if you can tell, it's not, it sounds very almost robotic. Let me play some more.
That's the world Elijah McCoy helped create with a single invention. His ingenuity quite literally kept the wheels of progress.
Now, it still does sound like me, but it doesn't sound perfect. Now, what you can do in 11 Labs, if you can go here into settings and you can sort of manipulate the stability or the similarity to your voice, or if there's any exaggeration in your tone, you can certainly do that. But I would prefer to switch it to my professional voice.
Imagine a world where trains never stopped, factories hummed endlessly, and industry.
Okay, wait. Forgot to save. All right, so let's generate. So it's up to you in terms of whether you want to imagine a world where trains never stopped, factories hummed endlessly, and industry never slept. That's the world Elijah McCoy helped create with a single invention. His ingenuity quite literally kept the wheels of progress. Now, the only thing I will say that I have an issue with is the pacing. I would like, and hopefully they are planning on adding that as a setting where you can have it just speed up a little bit faster without your voice sounding like it's a chipmunk. But again, you can come in here and you can certainly adjust for stability. You can adjust for the higher this is, the more it sounds like you. And the exaggerations come in, like if there's words that you typically would stress or say something about. I'm not sure exactly. Okay, here we go. For the stability, increasing stability will make the voice more consistent between regenerations, but it can also make it sound a bit monotone. On longer text fragments, we recommend lowering this value. So I have a pretty much longer text, so I'm going to probably come down a bit. Okay, and see, it gives you information. Under 30% may lead to instability. So let's leave it at 35. And then for similarity, high enhancement boosts overall voice clarity and target speakers similarity. Very high values can cause artifacts, or adjusting this setting to find the optimal value is encouraged. So that's why I played around with this, and 92% is really good for me. And then for the exaggeration, high values are recommended if the style of the speech should be exaggerated compared to the uploaded video or uploaded audio, or the reference audio, basically. Higher values can lead to more instability in the generated speech. Setting this to 0.0 will greatly increase generation speed and is the default setting. So normally it's defaulted at 0. But I've adjusted it, and I've never gone this high. I don't need to do that. It's always been in sort of the single digits, and that's kind of the sweet spot for me, but it does default at 0. So you can always hear what your voice sounds like when it's 0. So when you are finished with your completed audio, all you would need to do is come here to convert. And the difference between converting a project and a chapter is a project can have multiple chapters in it. So it could be your book is the project. And then every time you go in and you read a different chapter, that's each and every single chapter. At the end, when you're finished with the entire thing, you can convert the entire book at once, or before you're finished, you can convert each chapter at a time. So this is a chapter. So I would go here to convert chapter. And then it, if you've titled it, it will say that. And then you can convert project here, or you can convert the chapter here. And once it's converted, then all you would need to do is to download it to your computer. And then you do whatever it is that you need to do with it. In which case, if it's an audiobook that you're creating for your website or as a freebie, then you would upload it to the platform where you would need to have that available for you. So I hope you guys enjoyed 11 Labs. I'm going to put in the comments how you can test it out. But note, please remember that 11 Labs has currently, the first month is 50% off. I'm not sure how long that deal is going to be going on for. So if you really want to test out and see exactly what this can do for you, then I would highly recommend that you test it out. And I'm going to share with you in the comments my Try 11 Labs link. So if you want to test it out, I am an affiliate, full disclosure. If you want to try it out, you can certainly try it for $11 if you want to do the professional voice cloning. But if you're not, you just want to start with baby steps, you can do the starter plan, or worst case scenario, just start it off for free and see if it's something that makes sense for you and for what you need to do. At some later date, I'm not sure if I'll do that in the next live. I want to showcase using 11 Labs with Notebook LM. So stay tuned for that. So I'll take care. I hope to see you in the next live. Take care. Bye.